brighter and it's more uncomfortable. This thing should not be raised up like this. It's a really bad design if this was raised up, because then your finger goes way down in here, and it's like, if this thing was surface level with the controller, flush with the top of the controller, or, you know, and a little bump maybe, not this whole dip in there. I don't know, maybe if it was flush it would be hard, it'd be easy to wander off, but it shouldn't be this much of a bump in here where you have to like bend your finger down into it. Very uncomfortable. The L&R buttons are, the shape is not nice. It's really flat looking. The buttons, I mean, are, you know, they're snappy, they're well made, it's not garbage. Select the starter, alright, and then these buttons have turbo. The L&R do not have turbo, and they're at the top. L&R don't have turbo. Like the ASCII pad, it allows you to have L&R turbo on L&R, which is very useful. And we're going to plug that in. And the final controller I'll showcase. Now this is going to be an interesting test because I'm not sure if this thing is an interesting controller. It's I think it's called the SNES Pad. This controller was very expensive upon original release. It was like $50 or $40 maybe it was $40. But it was an expensive controller. Now they're sold very cheaply online. And it's a very cool controller actually. The pad is good. It's bigger than the Super Nintendo pad, the original. But it's about as responsive. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not a Sega 6-button pad or a Saturn pad, obviously, but it's a good quality pad. It has, you know, the ABXY here, the L&R, very clicky, nice, well made, and it has a lot of abilities on it. It has these abilities for programming Street Fighter moves on slow motion. I think it has turbo. I'm pretty sure it does, but you're able to program Street Fighter kind of moves into it. And I think you save them on these, but I don't know. I never really used that function. But it's a cool controller, and it does work. At least I don't know how to program with it. I didn't try that part out. I'm imagining it worked, but it does function because I think some of the other advanced functionality with the turbo working. So let's see if I can get it working for this video also. So here's the plug, and I'm going to plug it into port 4, or let's call it port 5 here, but it's the 4th controller. Marked port 5. So again, plug it in. Now, let's see if this thing will turn on. See, it's not even, nothing's showing up on the screen here. Let's see if I unplug the rest of the controllers, if that helps at all. Unplug one. Actually, what I'll do is I'll leave that for last. Let's just see if it even works. I'm curious as to why this is not showing anything at this point, but anyway, I'll get to it later. Let's go to the screen on the PC and see what's going on here. So I'm going to select LTP3 DirectPad Pro. It says here Pad 1. So here's my menu. Here's my first controller with the ripped wire, the original Super Nintendo controller. And you can see it's not functioning at this time. Maybe because I have to, sometimes this thing gets loose in the back. There it goes. Oh, look at that. It's actually working. Okay. I just wiggled the parallel port in the back. Sometimes it needs to be wiggled. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a bad soldering job on my behalf. I really like the USB things better when you buy them because they don't have that problem, but this thing always, you almost have to wiggle the parallel port in the back of the computer and then it'll work. I don't know why it does that. It's always been a problem when I built these things. See, the buttons are working. Hitting the start button now. Snap the button 4.